You may remember back in episode 2 when John had a track day accident on his motorbike and broke his back. Well, we actually prepared for the worst, but as it turned out, he made quite a good recovery and he's actually back at work now. So we thought we'd have a catch up with him to see how he's getting on. Let's talk about the accident that happened. What can you tell me about what happened at Snetterton?
Yeah, again, I've done a couple of little clips of videos. Again, still in my mind, I can't see what happened. But talking to people now, I've sort of learned what happened and why. So going back, we're now 2 months ago, pretty much almost today. I was going at Snetterton, part of the infield section, coming up to Agostini Bend. Was doing around about 120 mile an hour. Coming to the bend, completely my fault, but was going past actually somebody that was on the racing line, trying to sneak in front. They come in a little bit early, and I had nowhere to go. They just crossed my path. As I say, totally my fault. The next thing I remember was waking up. First thing I did when I woke up was to see how the other person was, because I felt that I'd gone through the side of their bike.
Gotcha.
But thankfully that hadn't happened. Me braking avoided actually me hitting into the side of the rider. But in turn, basically my bike then somersaulted forward and flipped from going quite high speed to 0 mile an hour. Bike landing very close to me, but breaking my back in 2 places. Bit of nerve damage and internal bleeding. But yeah, here to tell the tale.
And thanks to the swift reactions of the team at the track, everything's sort of gone quite well for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, just going up to the team, it's actually, I've not had the opportunity to really say thank you. I've emailed them personally to say, look, thanks for everything you've done. But I think the benefit of what I think we spoke about on episode 2, to say that the great thing about track day is how safe they are. Not a great advert, but I think the key for me was demonstrating if the worst was to happen, you're in a safe environment, and that demonstrates that in 8 minutes I was in an ambulance going to the hospital, and that's being picked up from the track, going into the medical centre, sort of diagnosing what was going wrong, into the ambulance, and then straight into Norwich Hospital, which were also again fantastic.
8 minutes, that's incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible. So I think the recovery aspect of it, a lot of people look at the recovery, but I think it was because of the early actions of what they all did helped my recovery now. I think it could have been a lot worse if I'd have been roadside waiting for an ambulance.
Yeah, definitely. Our first full day back was indeed a big one. It was Copdock Bike Show, and I'll talk about easing in gently after a break, a broken back nonetheless. It was your first full day back. How was Copdock for you, and how did you feel afterwards?
Well, I think firstly we need to establish that I was going to cancel us being at Copdock. That was the sensible, logical idea. I've got a phone call from the organisers of Copdock, lovely people, really good organisers, saying, John, you've got to come. And I have the difficulty of not saying no, realising what I was, where I was in my current sort of state with my back and everything else. But I can't thank the people around me enough, the volunteers, the staff, really making sure that it went ahead. Easing in gently, I think that was probably an error of what you just said there. It certainly wasn't gentle.
No, that's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
And you definitely didn't.
Definitely didn't. No, I struggled with it, to be honest with you. I think throughout the day, as I say, everyone was trying to nurse me along and, oh, John, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I was trying to do little bits here and there. I think there was quite a few occasions that I went and sat on my own, just peacefully on a nice little bench, thinking I'll just get out of everyone's way. And what was lovely was customer after customer was just coming to see how I was. And I think one of the reasons for doing this part of the video is because I literally had told everyone. It felt like hundreds of times, and it was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. But I thought, just get it out there. There's a lot of people that were concerned about where I was and what state of repair I was in. So I thought it was good to do that now.
Yeah, definitely. And are you healing well?
Yeah, it's still very painful. Definitely, look, people have come in and said, God, you're walking. That's absolutely, as far as I'm concerned, that was the key. Still got a bit of nerve damage. Still can't take any pain relief. I'm allergic to pain relief, which is a bit of a killer. But apart from that, walking, trying to get back to normal, and yeah, on the mend. Very, very disappointing. Can't ride a bike. Probably about 2 years.
Ooh.
I think they're going to check it out to see if it can be a year, but at the moment they're saying that it's 2 years until I can ride a bike again. So,
do you want to get back on a bike?
yes.
That's good.
Yeah, like, I think everyone knows that it helps your mind and focus on just general life. Bikes, when you get on them, it's great. And that's really taken that impact of not being able to get on a bike.
I bet. Can you give us a bit of a roundup, like an update of what's going on at Frank's at the moment?
Yeah, I think we were episode 2. I sort of left you to your own devices, which has been fantastic. We've gave you no direction, no way to go with anything. Just off you go. Just do your best. Fill it up with stuff, and you've done a remarkable job. And we've got a long way to go. And I think let's talk about the business in general. The classic cars have been incredible. Classic bikes, tough market at the moment, but still ticking along. It's doing okay. Cafe is full as it always is. Still a great destination point. What was nice with me not being here was the business was still running. There's always a problem when the sort of boss goes away, in the fact that everything falls apart. Absolutely not. Quite the opposite, which was great. It's good news for me to know that I've got it in safe hands.
Yeah. So
that was really good. But what's happened? Well, look, over the phone, we were turning around and saying, right, we're going to extend the cafe because it's so popular, blah, blah, blah. And then because of the injury, I sort of said, look, this is not good timing. So we sort of scrapped that idea for a while. We put it on the bench just to say, look, we'll just time out. Let's see where we're going to go. And then I was in conversation with MOT a bike. That's a very close friend of mine. We sort of grew up together as kids on the same road, went to the same school. And MOT a bike, I've known Brian and Martin for, say since I was a kid. But in business aspect of it, they've been doing MOTs and servicing for Colchester for, probably a good 60 odd years. Brian, and then passing it on to his son. So it became Brian, Nunn and Son, around about, I think it was in the 80s, give or take a bit. So 80s, 90s. So Martin's sort of been leading the ship, and he had a situation where he needed a place to go. We were undecided whether or not we wanted to have a workshop that looked after our customers. We were okay, we were doing our own work, and that was good. So we were maintaining the bikes that we were selling, but we want to extend that to the customers again. And I think with Martin leading that and looking after that, it's a definite yes. This is going to be a massive benefit to our customers to have everything under one roof, going back to the whole, looking through the glass from the cafe, looking into the workshop. And we will now be doing MOTs, which is fabulous. So that's good news. So the cafe, park it for a little while. We've got ideas in the next 3 years for that. At the moment, we will have the cafe as it already exists, looking into the new workshop, which will be an absolute clinical operation. Martin is very particular on how he looks after things. There's quite a large amount of work that's going to be carried out into the workshop over the next 4 weeks to get it to the point of where we want it. So as for the hole that you kindly dug for me, that's now going to be the brake testing area.
Well, at least it hasn't gone to waste.
It hasn't gone to waste. That's going to have a brake roller in it for the MOTs. So I wouldn't have fit in it anyway.
So exciting things are happening at Frank's this week, because we've got Kirsty here, who I met at Cop Bike Show, and you are part of MOT a Bike, aren't you?
I am.
And what interesting fact did you tell me at Cop Bike Show?
That I am at least Colchester's only female motorcycle MOT tester.
Getting girl, come on. Right, so I asked you a question earlier and I was like, stop, I need to film this. What on earth is this rectangle on the floor of Frank's workshop?
So this is going to be where the brake tester goes for the brake tests for the MOTs. Roll the front wheel in, do the front brake, which checks things like how well it brakes, any fluctuations on the brakes, whether it's grabbing, binding, things like that. Then we shift it forward, do the same on the back wheel.
Fantastic. This is very exciting. So what's your job today?
Pouring water on the angle grinder.
So we don't set fire to the
So we don't
place.
set fire to the tools.
Oh,
and
brilliant. It's all very exciting to see how the process works and to watch the developments. So follow our journey as we change the workshop. Now, I'm sure you remember a couple of episodes ago that I rolled my car at the Nationals and the car got pretty battered, and so did I. I genuinely thought I'd broken a rib. I was in that much pain for about a week, and then I picked up an infection in my lung because I couldn't breathe properly. But it turns out that wasn't a break. I got treated and I was absolutely fine. But we'll go again in 2 weeks, hopefully, for UK round. That's got an actual hole in there.
Yeah, it's all fixable. It'll be out in a couple.
You
It'll be
heard
out for
my
the UK.
friend, he said it'd all be fixed and ready for the UK in 2 weeks' time. So we sent it straight to Dr. Dave's, just down the road from me, who very kindly offered to fix her up. And the question was, did he have enough time within the 2 weeks to repair the huge amount of damage that was on my car? Let's have a look. She's back! She's back! Oh, look who's back! My beautiful Phoenix has returned from Dr. Dave's. Let's have a look around, shall we? Last time I did this walk around, it was fresh off the track after our row. Oh, she's got some battle scars, hasn't she? Nothing a bit of paint and some stickers can't fix. Gosh, she looks amazing. Last time I saw her, that wheel was completely hanging off. Well, it was snapped in half. That was cocked over to one side. So nice to see her again. I just had some serious panel beating. She's done a great job. Lined up nicely. Everything was all misaligned. Let's have a look around this way. Yeah, that's where the hole was in the roof, look. It's done a great job. And that was the repairs from the previous week at Ludlow, which then got rebashed in, so he's probably had to repair it all over again. Oh, so nice to see her, my Phoenix. Oh, so happy. I've got my Phoenix back, ready for the weekend. Boop, 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 boop. Look at the state of the wheel that I broke. I broke the wheel. That's a good job, guys. Wow, can't get over that. So with Phoenix back in action and me raring to go, we loaded up and headed over to UK round 4 at Sturton. We are back! Trackside baby! Phoenix is back in action. So let's see what we can do for heat 1. We're about to be called up. We've fueled up, done the wheels, done the tyre pressures, done all the usual checks. Couldn't wait, and I actually got a really good start, and I got to the corner first on turn 1 and 2, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually leading it, this is amazing. It felt so good. And then well, I'll let you see what happens next. Absolutely gutted. And before you all say, didn't you check your nuts? Yes, of course I did. I talked them on. Somebody else talked them on with me. It was just one of those random things. And yeah, I nearly dug in, nearly rolled, and I was like, oh gosh, not again. Luckily, I just had a little bit of contact from the side because my friend couldn't stop in time. And yeah, we had some more fixing to do.
Right to the rear when the ladies pass 9 up into the holding lanes, please. Thank you.
For goodness sake. That's where I'll be ploughing the field when it's dug down. And all the...
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, heat 1 was annoying. Wheel fell off. Had a conversion kit put in. So hopefully it won't happen again. Just waiting to be called for heat 2. So there's a lot of rolling going on today.
Right, could I have ladies' stock catch up to the Holden Lanes?
Right, I'm
please?
gonna let you into a little secret. I was actually secretly really nervous about going out in heat 2, seeing as though heat 1 was a disaster and I hadn't had my confidence knocked from the roll, but then I'd really had it knocked from another near roll. So yeah, I came into heat 2 and I was like, I saw the bonnets of the car to my right of me at the top corner. I freaked out, went far too wide, let them all come underneath me, and I rocked up in, I think it was 5th, so that was a bit of a bust. Well, it's safe to say I've lost my bottle a little bit and I'm really annoyed about it. Because heat 1 was great until the wheel fell off. And heat 2, I had grid 8, so it's not the best grid. And I got to the corner first, looked to my right and saw some of them and I was like, I just backed off. And I'm really annoyed now because I got 5th. So yeah, we'll see what heat 3 brings, but yeah. I'm way down on points now. Now, the great thing about the UK series is there's always something to do on an evening. And this weekend they had the F1 World Final on display on the big screen at the bar. It was a great atmosphere and people were loving it. The atmosphere is incredible around here. All these racing people are watching the F1 World Final. Afterwards we had our favourite DJ Rory Hoy, whoop whoop. So it was a perfect distraction from feeling quite rubbish about losing my confidence at racing. Now, as you've seen in the previous episode, we do get breathalyzed, we have to behave ourselves, so after Rory had gone, we went to bed. The next day I was less than ready for heat 3. I had totally lost my confidence and I didn't actually want to be there, and I was sat on the line thinking, well, what if I just don't set off, let them all go, and I actually don't care. Not like me at all. So, as you can see, I didn't do very well on this heat either, and I just let them all go, and that was that. I came in 6th. Well, I think it's safe to say Helen's lost the bottle. I'm so annoyed with myself. To be fair, I didn't get the best of starts, so it's heat 3, it's Sunday morning. So yeah, there was only one grid of us, so I'm in the final. Mixed bag of results this weekend, been pretty naff. Oh well, it's racing. So it was finals time and I was not feeling it at all. I didn't want to go out. I said to Reese, I just don't want to go out, what's the point? I'm not into it anymore, I don't want to do it, let's sell up and do something different in our lives. And I was like, Helen, what are you talking about? You love this is what you do, this is what you've done since I've known you. Like, why are you saying all this stupid stuff just because you've had a bad round? I said, well, I've lost my confidence, I can't do it, I just don't want to, I feel sick. I said, look, go out there, have fun, and just send it for Nia, who's his daughter. So I reluctantly got in the car, strapped in, got my helmet on, went to the holding lanes, and I started shaking. I was like, I don't want to do this, I just don't want to go anymore. Not like me at all. So anyway, had no choice, went to the start line, got the grid picked grid 5. I could have picked grid 2, but something was just saying, no, go middle, whatever, you're not going to do well anyway. Got to the start line, and I'm going to let you watch the final.
Send it, Dad! Send the brother up to stand in the hole. Send it! So we know you would like to go out. Oh no!
Watch the marshals closely for what happened next. So as you saw, the race got flagged, which meant that we had to go around and do it all again. And I thought, oh no, don't make me do it again. I've just started to get a feel for it again. I was out in the lead. I've got it all to do again. It probably won't happen. How annoying. Now, the reason why I knew it was a rerun is because there was no last lap flag. I think we had done about 4 laps. So we went straight back around for the rerun, and then as I pulled up into the holding lanes again, I heard over the tannoy that the race results would stand. I was like, really? Surely not. We didn't see a last lap flag. And it was true, the race results stood. So it meant that I am the round for UK ladies stock catch champion, which I couldn't quite believe after the abysmal weekend that I'd had. I am just so happy and so proud, and I can't believe the car. It just felt fantastic in that final, and yeah, wow, I'm absolutely over the moon with it. So that's the results from the weekend. Let's see what happens in round 5. Do you own a classic vehicle with an epic backstory? Do you own a vehicle that has a huge history file and you found something really interesting in it? Do you have any vehicle that has been passed down from generations and now it's your turn? If you have a vehicle with an epic story, we want to hear from you. Drop something in the comments and we'll get back to you.